Are you in?
I'm in Chi Omega, the Zeta chapter here at Boulder. I think there's definitely some, just like an unspoken rule book in the house. And it's interesting to me how a lot of it will connects to gender in the ways that it wouldn't if it were a group of men, like in the fraternities. One of our little phrases of our sorority is to be womanly always and discouraged never. Like, what a statement to be womanly always. Like, that could mean so many different things. And I think that just speaks to how important the portrayal of yourself is in Chi Omega, and I think that has a lot to do with being a woman. You go out, you look presentable, you look nice, you speak politely to people, you're representing this group. They really instill in you as you become a member of the sorority that at all times throughout your college career, you're representing this group of women. So it just adds a layer to the whole dynamic of yourself. Every morning when you're sitting around having breakfast, you'll see almost everyone just eating a plate of fruit or egg whites, maybe some wheat toast. Every girl's plate will look very, very similar just because there's like an expectation that you kind of just eat like everyone else does. It's a very conformative environment. You wouldn't go down there and get a plate of hash browns with ketchup and link sausage and bacon. Almost all the girls in my sorority go to Cabo over spring break, and before spring break, everyone is very intensely dieting, and everyone calls it the Cabo diet, just because everyone's going to go to Cabo. So that's just something you'll hear all over the house before spring break, like Cabo diet, Cabo diet. Even the chefs in the house knew the term Cabo diet, so it's pretty intense. If you're a woman, you join a sorority. If you're a man, you join a frat. And there's different, almost like different expectations for the two groups. For example, in sorority houses, you're not allowed to have alcohol. They're completely dry. You're not allowed to have any kind of drugs, and you're not even allowed to have males on the second floor. So it's pretty strict rules, and they're very important to follow. Like, they'll kick you out of the sorority if you're caught breaking any of these rules. But fraternities, they host all the parties. So when sorority girls want to go out, go to a party, they're basically forced to go to the fraternity house where the alcohol is distributed and controlled by the boys. It really shows a level of inequality between the men and the women, and the independence between the two genders. Huge difference between the rituals in fraternities and sororities when it comes time to initiate the new pledge class. In sororities, it's very traditional. There's a beautiful ceremony. It's very different for every sorority, but it's a very nice formal event. And there's absolutely no partying during that initiation period. It's just so different in fraternities for boys when the pledge class is becoming a part of the frat. They have to do things like drink a certain amount of alcohol, throw a certain amount of parties at the house, hook up with girls. It's just a completely different ball game. So both frats and sororities will have a winter and spring formal, and for sororities, the formal, it's basically like a high school dance. You get dressed up, you bring a date, you go to the venue, whatever venue the sorority chooses, and it's just like a nice evening event. And for the frats, the formals are weekend-long trips at the ski resorts around here, and they invite a girl for the weekend, and they basically just go party at the hotel for the weekend. Is if you go with a guy to a frat formal, you're expected to hook up with him, you're expected to have sex with him. So, and of course the guys want to invite a date that will, and that's kind of the point. And it's like an honor if you go to a frat formal. Sorority formals, it's just like an elegant evening. It just shows the difference in gender and how that plays a role. It's a very strange world. It's very interesting, very unique.